Welcome.
What up, guys? This is your host, Louis G. Alongside with me, my co-host,
Black in the house, baby.
And this is the Brother from
Another Mother
podcast. All right, let's get right into it. You know what's right around the corner, right?
Not my house.
Nah, man. Christmas.
Oh, okay, good.
Anyways, as y'all can tell, we got some Brother from Another Mother podcast.
Isn't that pretty?
Man, cups.
It even
mugs.
tastes good.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Christmas is right around the corner, man.
Too fast. I'm still waiting for packages. I got tracking numbers that I can't track.
And you get gifts that you're not happy with.
Oh man, let's not even talk about that.
Oh man, so with Christmas around the corner, we have a lot going on. Let me see. We got
last minute Christmas shopping.
Exactly. Events like the light show that we went to last Saturday.
Yes, that light show was pretty awesome.
What did you think about it, man?
I thought it was dreadful and awesome at the same time.
Yeah, reason why it was dreadful?
The time.
Yo, we get there.
Oof.
Pull up. I asked the guy, hey, is this for the light show? And he goes, yeah, the wait's like about an hour and a half. And I'm like, an hour and a half?
Hour and a half. Still very long, but...
I'm like, all right, we'll deal with an hour and a half.
We can deal with an hour and a half.
Now, mind you, we have the kids with us. All in one car. And...
Who said kids were a blessing? Was it Jesus?
Nah, man. Definitely. I mean, sometimes they can be.
Yes, just not in car rides.
Not in car rides.
Especially when it takes how long?
3 hours.
3 hours
just to get to the entrance. Just to get to the entrance. And then I had a little flub. You want to talk about that?
Oh, that was interesting. All right, so as we're passing through, we're passing by these booths, and a booth is selling stuff like cotton candy and hot chocolate. Then there's another booth, and that's selling, I don't know, God knows what they had on there. And then there's another booth, and we're like, you know what? We'll just keep going. Nope. That's when we were supposed to stop.
We were supposed to stop, and we didn't.
Yep.
So,
that lady went hysterical, right?
She was like, hey, your tickets. I'm like...
Like we were breaking in Fort Knox or something.
And then
it's
we're
just
like,
a light show.
Oh, snap. Yeah. Well, all right. So I back up. I reverse. And then, I show her the tickets. She scans them.
Yep.
And then as I'm about to take off, I end up taking off in reverse.
Yeah, he took off all right. And the lady was like, oh, my Jesus. She was very animated, right?
Yeah, that was way too much.
But we did give her a lot of something to do while she was in that booth.
Yeah.
I bet that was the most action she had all day.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that was pretty interesting. And then, obviously, we got into the light show. So, it was interesting. So
the light show was cool because as you were going, there was like sections, right? Mm-hmm. Presented by HBO Max. I'm not sure what the sound is, but as we're going through, it's like the lights are telling you a story. It was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
My favorite part, I'm not sure what your favorite part was, the basketball part.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, I liked the tunnel when we got into the tunnel.
Oh, the tunnel.
How all the lights were like...
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So that was cool. But, yeah, definitely a good time. I remember going last year, and the line wait was not that long. And I understand that probably this year has to do with COVID, because not a lot of people can really go anywhere like the Rockefeller Center.
Yeah, so it seems like now that when they have an opportunity to do anything, now it's like everybody.
Yeah.
Because before this used to be a lot of different options.
Yeah.
Now there ain't too many options. So when there's an option, everybody's kind of
it's causing like a herd effect. So
yeah.
So I don't know, but I mean it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I would suggest like maybe during the week.
Yeah, maybe during the week or just wait till after COVID.
This would be no light show.
Yeah, so that was the light show over at the PNC Art Center down in Homedale. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, man, check that out.
So now that Christmas is approaching, any kind of like traditions that you do with your family and stuff like that?
Nope, I'm hood. Wait for Christmas. As soon as they get up, take their gifts, get my little hugs in, and then they disappear to go into their gifts. Unlike my mom tradition, which was, I'll tell you this story, when we had Christmas at my mom's house, ooh, she took advantage. She made us clean the house, clean our rooms, fold our clothes, wash the dishes, eat breakfast, take a shower, put on clothes, sit while she finished her drink, and then here's your gifts. Every year, man. Jesus.
You gotta do that one year where you could.
Man, my kids would go crazy, man.
I should probably do that with my kids. I don't know.
You know what it is? 'Cause I'm excited to see their excitement over what I got them.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I want to get it over with too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm more excited about me seeing my kids and my wife's face and reaction and stuff like that. But sometimes it's nice to sleep in. You know,
yes.
Christmas morning, the kids wake us up like at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I still got eye boogers in my eyes.
All the weekend, but during the week, do they wake up at that time?
They don't like to wake up,
especially when it's time for school.
So yeah, I mean that. Well, what I do during the holiday, I know that I get together with our other brother on the 24th. We exchange gifts with them and stuff like that, and then we go back home. We end up doing Christmas Day at the in-laws. We exchange gifts and stuff like that. We have a great time. We have a blast, and then this year we're gonna start a new tradition.
Yeah.
Where we're gonna get together, us, with our kids, our girls, wife.
The day after, right?
The day after.
That should be fun.
Yeah, I mean we always have fun when we get together. So.
And I'm thinking maybe we can get a little spades game in there, huh?
Definitely. Yeah, we had fun the other day playing spades. It was pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
But just people, if you're out there and you're doing Christmas shopping, make sure you stay safe.
Yeah,
make sure you follow the guidelines as far as COVID-19 is concerned.
It's real.
It's getting real, and I'm starting to see where Walmart is starting to have people line up again outside, and it's cold out there.
Oh man, especially today.
It was freezing. Woof. I'm not ready for this winter.
I got thermals. I got like at least 5 layers, and I still was freezing.
It's cold out there. Anyways, so what's the difference between? I mean, I know that for me, with Christmas, I try and give my kids a better Christmas than what I had. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I feel like
that's
my kids kind of get everything already, so Christmas is just extra for me.
Yeah.
But not to my kids. It's like it's still Christmas to them.
Yeah.
They enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I know that with my Christmas, I take a little bit of my traditions growing up. and take a little bit of Nat's traditions, my wife's tradition, and we kind of blend them in together and stuff like that. And it's pretty. We have a good time.
I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to take something that your parents give to you and then tweak it a little bit, adjust it towards your family, and add on to it, and hopefully it does the same thing for your children when they grow up. They take a little bit of their tradition from you and add a little bit of their own.
Now I know that the difference between Christmas today in age compared to back then, Christmas today is a little bit more, well, not a little bit, but definitely a lot more commercialized than it was back then. Where come September, you're already starting to see Walmart putting up Christmas decorations up for sale and stuff like that.
To this day, that always surprises me.
Halloween hasn't even came yet.
Not, and I'm in there looking for a shampoo, but then I'm seeing pumpkins and stuff. Like what? Why is this here?
You're seeing pumpkins and some Christmas trees at the same time.
But the only thing I like about that, because I'm a candy corn fiend, so they whip out that candy corn and jelly beans a little early. I ain't too mad at that.
So I know that as far as for me, that's one of the biggest differences, and definitely shopping online compared to back in the day where you go to Toys R Us.
Toys R Us. I miss Toys. I know they got the little Toys R Us back, but it's not the same.
It's not, but it's not even in like a lot of.
It's not out there, right?
It's not. I don't even know where the.
I don't really understand how they went down, but somebody bring something back like that. Because even going to Walmart or Target to look for toys, it's kind of trash.
Talking about back in the day, before Walmart was around, we used to have a store called Bradley's.
I remember that. My mom used to take me all the time for underwear.
Caldors. That was another store.
Yep.
And those are stores that you would. You don't have this nowadays. I mean, you probably have it at Walmart, but you could do layaway all the time at Bradley's and Caldors and stuff like that.
Walmart ain't mess with no layaway. I want you to get your stuff now and get out.
Yeah, I mean those are the big differences with the holidays from today compared to back then.
I was gonna say, like, going into Toys R Us, and then sometimes they would have the big Jeffrey in the costume in there, and then they have these showcases right there as soon as you walk through the door.
Toys are like a pyramid, right?
Yeah, and it's just like, man, it was great. Even me as an adult, I wanted to take my kids there and watch them as they're like, I want everything. And I'm like, no, only one toy. You know what I mean?
So, and then definitely again, like with the online shopping and stuff like that.
I hate online shopping.
Why? Why is that?
I like the idea of it. It's supposed to be convenient. You're supposed to... because I like staying home. I don't really like to go out.
Exactly.
So online shopping should be great for me, but it's not. I'm not getting my stuff on time. I'm getting
packages.
The wrong stuff. That's the number one, stealing packages, especially in my area. And that's why I have stuff coming to your house.
Because I live in the suburbs.
Yeah. It's crazy that I have to get stuff delivered to your house so I can actually have it.
You know what's funny? Today I had a package come to the front door, and I saw the UPS guy. He drops it off, and I start just being funny. Yo, is that for me? Is that for me? Oh, so you just gonna leave like that? And the UPS guy just starts walking away and gets to his truck and he leaves. That was hilarious.
I like those little Ring cams, man.
I love the camera. I love my Ring doorbell. So
I can't even get one.
Yeah.
The way my door is set up, like people can just go. The way my door is set up, kind of high in the staircase. So if anybody wants to steal my stuff, they could just go and just keep going. My Ring camera would never see them.
No, believe it or not, you'll be able to see it. My door is kind of high, and you still can see it.
But all I'm gonna do is get evidence of my packages getting stolen all the time.
Yeah.
At least yours is not gonna get stolen. You can actually get home and get your packages.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's the scary part about the holidays. You order something online, you're trusting that it's gonna get to your front door, your front step, and then come to find out it got stolen or something.
You come home to watch a video of someone just walk. And they're so nonchalant about it. grab your packages and walk off like it's theirs.
That's crazy.
And it's not even just at home. In the stores, like buying high value products like the PlayStation 5 or the new Xbox or a new TV, you can get robbed right in that parking lot. So when they say be careful, just be careful.
Yeah.
Try not to go out there alone.
Again, like we said before, it's the holidays. It's like 2 weeks left, basically.
Yep.
Please make sure you're safe out there. Again, follow the COVID guidelines. Talking about COVID, yo. Did you see any kind of new stuff?
I sure did. So I ran past this article. I thought it might have been a little clickbaity. And they said, could you be required to take the COVID-19 vaccine by your jobs? And if you do not take these vaccines, that you can get fired.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Like you actually forcing me to be able to earn my living to get these vaccines, but it wasn't everywhere. And from what I've seen, Biden is not putting restrictions on anything. From what I heard, it's basically going to be probably for school and for healthcare people at first. But OSHA says that companies can make it mandatory that you have to do it if you want to work for that company.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah. So.
And that's what will probably end up happening. Wherever you work, they're gonna probably try and mandate for you to get the COVID vaccine. And
how do you feel about it? Would you want to take it?
Like I said in the first episode, I just want to see more evidence whether it works or not. I don't want to be able to take something, and then next thing you know, people are dropping like flies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So
I don't want to be the guinea pig.
We need to be able to trust what's going on with the vaccine. I know that if I do feel it is safe, I'm the first one to take it.
I do feel like right now I don't know enough about anything.
We barely know enough about COVID.
It's being pushed kind of fast,
you know.
And anything that's gonna be pushed kind of fast is soon it's gonna have some type of bad results, even if it's not deadly.
But even with COVID, it's like we barely even know what
COVID is, right?
COVID is, because sometimes there's different symptoms. You can have no symptoms.
And then they were talking about how how putting people on the respiratory machine was not a good idea. That it was actually making people worse.
Yeah, because the germs, man.
Yeah, but they're still doing it though.
I mean, I know for me, I get my CPAP machine. I have to
clean out the filter and stuff, right?
Clean out the hose going into my nose and stuff like that, because you're breathing in and breathing out. It causes bacteria and stuff like that. Yeah. So people with the respirators, you know, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to get caused.
And I feel for anybody who had it, who had lost anybody through COVID.
Definitely.
My heart. Hope everything goes right for everyone, and
definitely
we get past this.
Yeah. So
let's make this a lighter note now.
Well, it's not going to be light. This is going to be a little controversial. I saw a video that, or partially saw a video that I felt was
needed to be talked about.
That's something we could talk about. Feminism, and then now there's a new wave of men's rights and stuff like that. How because of the cause of feminism, there's a lot of lash back for men's rights and stuff like that. Men's rights. I mean, the way I look at it, men and women are equal. We should not be fighting. There should not be like a battle of the sexes. In other words, me and my wife, we consider each other equal. She cooks, she cleans, she does the laundry, she does everything, and I do nothing. Nah, I'm just playing. No, you about to get in trouble. Babe, you know what's good. But I cook, I clean, I do the laundry along with her. She does the same thing. She cooks, she cleans, she does the laundry. She's the bag lady, and I'm the garbage man. So
Yeah,
that's a little inside joke.
I mean, she do one thing, sometimes you do one thing. It's not going to be everything that she can do that you can do, and vice versa. But
Exactly.
meet each other halfway.
Exactly, and I'm grateful for her. She, I'm able to do this podcast while she's upstairs
Tending
with
to
the
kids.
children. But at the same time, I'm not gonna just not let her do it all by herself. Like, she needs her time to unwind too, which is why I told her, Saturday when I get out of work, just go do your thing, go do shopping, do whatever you want, go relax. I'll be with the kids. I'll hold it down, so that way she can relax and stuff like that.
Yeah, much needed.
So and I know that you're doing the same thing as well. So we try and do it for the girls, so that way they.
Everybody needs that time. I mean, exactly. You love your children, but sometimes you just need that time to unwind.
Yeah. So with that being said, we'll see this video. Mm-hmm. We'll do some commentating along with the video and stuff like that. And then I'm going to drop the actual video, if you want to see it, down below in the description, if you're interested in seeing it, If you have any comments, suggestions, or anything you want to take away from this video, write down in the comments. Exactly. Please let us know what you guys think,
When you're not able to express that you were sad or upset, you're wrong.
Oh, I gotta rewind that.
Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you for tuning in for Middle Ground.
You took my line.
It's all about disagreeing and having a dialogue. That's right. Make sure you stick around to the end because we want to discuss more about the ethos of Middle Ground. But for now, we hope you enjoy it.
You said that women are misguided. We are not misguided. We do not need you to shepherd us.
She's not playing.
I don't think he looks like somebody who would qualify to be talking about anything.
Yes, an intersectional feminist.
Marxism?
To me, feminism is fairness.
This guy.
Unfortunately misguided.
He gets this.
Aggression.
Advocating for the human rights of man as a class.
I start laughing.
I would hope to get some insight and probably, if anything, agree on a lot more than disagree.
I actually hope to get a little bit more understanding of why some men think this way.
Do you think there's a middle ground between men's rights activists and feminism?
We'll see.
Hi, my name is Zach, and I am 24 years old.
This is Chris. I'm a PhD student
He's
at the University of Southern California, and I'm also a Title IX specialist who challenges discrimination against men on college campuses. I'm 30 years old.
Hi, I'm Derek. I just go by Brendio. I'm a YouTuber, and I'm also known as an incel, which is an involuntarily celibate.
Hi, my name is Alicia. I am a writer, poet, and teaching artist. Hi, I currently work in the pet health industry, and I'm 30. I'm 24. I'm a graduate student with a degree in health sciences, and I'm excited to be here today.
Can I get my men's rights activists to the left and my feminists on the right? Step forward if this statement is true for you. I believe men and women are different but equal.
I agree.
I agree with that. And this is the reason why I agree. It has nothing to do with
Gender.
Well, it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
We are equal, obviously, but the biological part is a little different.
That's what makes us different.
Is what makes us different. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not trying to sound sexist here. I'm trying to tread lightly on this, but like me and my wife compare us to each other physically, I am stronger than her.
Exactly.
Not that she's weak, because she's not. She gave birth to 2 of my kids, and I saw her push 2 of them out.
That is no small feat.
And that is nothing to be weak about.
Mm-hmm.
So that, with that being said, but we are different.
Mm-hmm.
Physically. So I agree with that statement.
I know as a woman that I don't have the same physical strengths. Men and women are built differently. I think whenever things are built differently is for a reason, right? But at the same time, the amount of limits that have been put on women historically, like the fact that not too long ago we were just allowed to like start voting. Even today, like
that's
the wage
crazy.
gap, just all types of stuff. Like
women think just like men, or not just like men, but we should be able to think the same. Therefore,
allow their own opinions.
Exactly. Why can't they share their own opinion?
Treated with respect. So, yeah.
I do believe that, of course, there are biological differences between men and women, and of course, there should also be legal equality. Of course, I disagree with the idea that women face systemic discrimination. You just mentioned the wage gap, which has been debunked so many times.
I don't think so.
I've studied.
I don't know. I don't know too much information about how it got debunked or anything like that. But if a woman is doing the same job as a man,
they
should be getting paid the
they
same.
should be getting paid the same. Doesn't matter.
End point. Men and women are equal.
Now I know that jobs, certain jobs, they pay you off of performance. But if a woman is outbeating a man in the same job, then in that case, maybe she should be getting paid more than the other guy.
Exactly.
So that's why. As far as not being equal, I don't think that necessarily means inferior or superior. When it comes to certain things like roles like childbearing, a woman is going to be far more productive and a lot more nurturing than say a man. And when it comes to doing a lot more of the heavy lifting and the work, a man is probably going to be more suited for that role. And I don't think that makes them any better or worse. We are just built, created, and born different.
I would also like to elaborate. I am not saying that they are...
You saw how he said because a woman gives birth to kids, she has to be more nurturing, and basically she has to stay home more with the kids, where the guy, right, he has to go back and work. And I totally disagree with that.
Totally disagree, and that's because most likely because of his upbringing.
I know that there's a country in Europe, I believe it's Sweden, where they implement where the fathers are allowed up to 3 months of family leave, and they get paid up to 80% of their wage to stay home with their wife and kid for 3 months. And I heard that Joe Biden may implement that too, which I would love to see that happen. And you know, maybe you never know if we have another one. So, but if that's the case, then I'm definitely going to take advantage of that, because I know that when I first had Eli, I only took 1 week vacation. You know, and then
that's not enough time.
That's not enough time. That's only the first week. And usually, like the first week, they sleep. But after that, forget about it. They're up all the time, and I was struggling. I was at work, falling asleep. My performance suffered because, you know, we had the kid, and on top of that, he was colicky, and it was a mess. And then with the second one, I ended up taking 2 weeks off. But even with those 2 weeks, like, we suffered a little bit financially because I took one vacation, and then I took like I don't remember days or whatever. I don't remember the situation, but you know, we had the second one, and you know, even that is still not enough.
Both parents need to be there.
Both parents always need to be home. And
you know what I mean,
this nonsense that this guy, he's only what, 24? I bet you he don't even have kids to begin with. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Worse overall, or better overall.
They complement each other.
Like he said, they do.
Complement each other beautifully.
They work very well together.
We need each other for offspring. I mean, that's part of the beauty of it, and I think trying to equalize
for offspring. He's not
transition
threading
and all that,
lightly.
I don't believe is going to be the most conducive when it comes to raising children, but also just for overall well-being.
I want to note that you
It's like he thinks that women are only there for children.
I just hope you weren't
Everything he says is based around a family. Like,
No.
I mean,
women don't need to have a family.
Comparison of
Okay,
children,
I don't need you to protect me. I just need you not to harm me. I can protect myself. I'm very capable
She's a little
of
extra.
doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, sure.
100%.
Guy,
I
You see, you're so snarky.
An incel or an incel advocate, I suppose. I don't hate women at all. I think we're different, and they have aspects that are superior to men as well. It's just very contextual on the subject.
Toxic masculinity is real.
I'm gonna say yes. You?
I think that toxic
I wanna see
masculinity
what
is
they
definitely a real
they
thing.
say.
It's kind of just the idea of what masculinity should be, but it goes wrong a lot of the times, saying that violence, sex, power, being a controlling person makes you a man. I see it in very unfortunate places, like when the young men or boys in my family, even from like toddler age, are told, you shouldn't be crying, boys don't cry. And what that turns into, I see it when I'm in a bookstore and a guy who tries to get my number says, why y'all always gotta act like that? And he sincerely had this like cracking voice, like he was hurt, but it was an entitlement. And that's toxic masculinity. It's saying like, you don't realize how your behavior is harmful.
I don't think that's toxic masculinity. I think
What
that's
does
just
toxic masculinity mean? Is it
a point in time that he had.
The suppression of feeling for a lot of men, because throughout childhood they're told man up. So because of that, there's a lot of repression. Repression then is usually channeled into anger for some people because they not always know how to express because they're told not to express.
So upbringing and
That's part of it.
Okay.
Yes.
But not something that's inherently part
No.
of men.
No.
Okay.
I think that, when you're showing your emotions, especially to random people, random women in some cases, they will view you as weak. I was raised by a single mother. I love her. She's my mom. I love her. But I could have used being told to act like a man. I think that there were some cases where I was too emotional, and that negatively affected how I, what happened to me. And
May I ask a question?
Sure.
What is your definition of weak as a man?
Not being as forward as you could be, not being as honest, or trying to be not as emotional as you don't need to be. You don't have to cry over a cut. I know, sometimes cuts hurt a lot, but sometimes it's necessary to be strong for the benefit of not just yourself, but for people around you. It's fine to act emotional in certain cases, but I don't think it's fine to act that way with a woman. Maybe you have a really good friend and he sees you cry, is your best friend, and you're crying about.
You know what I find it hard to believe, that he thinks the way that he's thinking, and he was raised by his mother. I would think he would have the adverse effect, or he would be on that side of the table.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just don't. Maybe he I don't know.
It seems like he resents his mom in some way.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Which
Like,
I would think he would have daddy issues since daddy is not around.
yeah, I mean,
Daddy would never let him come out here with them shorts and that hoodie.
definitely not. But with that being said, I mean, I know that I catch myself sometimes trying to suppress my son's emotions and stuff like that. Maybe he sometimes may be a little too over the top, and maybe I get annoyed and stuff like that. But it is okay for a man to, feel emotion, be vulnerable. It's not a bad thing to be vulnerable. But I guess today, with society and today, the way a man is looked at, you can't be vulnerable, you can't be open and stuff like that.
Where I'm from in the hood, ain't none of that going down. You got to be hard 24/7.
I don't think it's just a hood thing. I think it's also a cultural thing. Like as far as a Hispanic point of view, we can't be. We have to be tough. We have to be hard. You know what I'm saying? And that the way that's viewed at is like a macho man mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Mostly everything you do has to be macho.
Yeah. So I'm learning to be a little bit more vulnerable and stuff like that. Not to always, but at the same time, sometimes being a man, you be vulnerable and then you get hurt and then
kind of revert back to the old.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So toxic masculinity, is it real? Yes. Is there ways to lessen or dumb it down? Yeah, but it is what it is, I guess, right?
Yeah. It's a hard subject.
Something really personal. I think that's fine.
I feel like you're conflating two different situations because you started off with saying a random person or even women. So it feels like, okay, this is a woman that you don't have a bond with or any type of relationship with. And then you mentioned, or in front of your best friend. You know, that's okay to cry. Well, that woman can be your best friend. That, you know, like, so... and again...
Well,
I don't know what happened.
Is a sign of weakness. I actually think it's a sign of strength. Men do live shorter lives, and that's because of a repression of emotions, and that's due to many things that patriarchy has instilled.
That I don't agree with.
It has been shown that a
she said the reason why men live shorter lives is because we repress our feelings. We hold our feelings in.
I can tell you why I'm not going to be around. Ribs. Too many ribs. Bad eating. Bad health. Not taking care of my health.
Not only that, but also...
not going to the doctors and getting regular checkups.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
You know what I mean?
I don't think it has anything to do with emotion.
It can be partly too because stress is real.
Stress is real, but I don't think that's like...
That's not the ultimate
because
factor.
men and women both suffer of stress.
Yep.
It's not just a manly thing. It's a woman thing as well. Mm-hmm. So for her to say that, I just don't agree with that.
I'm with you.
When they are not able to express their emotions. In addition, when they don't have physical touch or when they don't have a partner to keep them company. We're human beings here. We need to talk to each other. And if you think that our health isn't affected when you're not able to express that you were sad or upset, you're wrong.
I believe that's true in somewhat.
I think that men's rights activists are only men's rights activists as a response to
that
women
you have to be able to express your emotions. All that bottling up does cause an after effect after a while.
And rather it's just an attack on women and feminism.
Today, women have more advantages than men.
Women have more advantages than men? You see how fast they ran up there? What do you think?
Things like affirmative action, and there are certain roles that traditionally men and women have been able to.
I'm not sure if things really changed. I know women do have more opportunities now, but
they definitely have more opportunities.
They're very limited still. You see how hard is it to get a woman to be president right now?
Yeah.
Then we still have things going on like the first woman to be in a talk show, first woman to be in the news thing. Yeah. It shouldn't be in first anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I don't think things change.
I don't know. It's just hard. In general, the whole gender thing. With that being said, those advantages also can be taken into a negative thing as well. Like I know that back then, now this is I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but back then, it was viewed as when you have boys, you're gonna be okay. You don't have to really worry about the boys. But if you have a daughter, you really have to worry about your daughter.
I do that now.
Yeah. But today, with today and age,
Mm-hmm.
a girl could cry wolf or whatever, and everybody will believe her. You know what I'm saying? Which worries me about my kids, because it's like, what if a girl says, Eli hit me. He really didn't, though. You know?
It's going to be taken very seriously because it comes from a girl.
Because it comes from a girl. So
that's... Boys can cry wolf too, but it's not going to be the same.
Nah, it's not. It's like, if a guy says, "Oh, I'm facing sexual harassment at work," they're just gonna laugh at him. "Oh, but you're a guy."
But then again, when women come out and say they're facing sexual harassment at work, they're blamed for it. They're saying that they were being too promiscuous or whatever.
Exactly. I don't know. It's just an all tricky situation.
Yeah. The bottom line, equal. Should be equal.
It's equal.
Women can basically do all of those things, right? Because we've had such a strong advocacy for equal representation in the workplace. Whereas, for example, you'll never find a man as a midwife nurse, and I don't think it's appropriate. That's why there are those differences.
That don't make no sense. Certain jobs are for certain.
If a man wants to be a midwife,
I think he could.
He could.
Yeah. If he could be, men don't want to be a midwife.
Because
you want to be a midwife?
Not typically a man doesn't want to be a midwife.
A mid-hubby.
So I would say, it's a lot easier for a woman to find a relationship, even if she, says it's all finding the right guy is so hard. It really isn't. But sometimes for a lot of guys, finding a girl at all is hard.
So it's not hard for a woman to find the right guy, but it's easy for...
Before stepping up the house.
He don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what that guy is.
He's not even married.
Yeah, he's still in the basement.
I don't know how many other men have to consider, is this outfit going to be deemed safe for me? Any situation that I have experienced where, I physically felt endangered simply because
that's an everyday thing for women, and I feel for them.
Entitlement for men. You're not entitled a conversation with me. You're not entitled to my number.
That aside, it's like, are you going to make one example of the entitlement of men when it comes to asking for your number be the all-encompassing thing that all men have a problem when it comes to approaching women?
Well, firstly, it's not just an example. It's not necessarily all men. I don't dislike men. I love sports. I play video games. I have bros. I hang out with dudes. We just want men to realize that if you have friends that are having locker room talk, as a man, as an ally, please say something to your friends.
Do you think repressing that is really the solution here, though? If it's in a healthy male space...
I don't think that's healthy.
Nah.
Toxic in itself.
Come on.
Guys shouldn't be talking about women, degrading women like that anyway.
Because they just lead to people normalizing things.
It shouldn't be.
Like Donald Trump.
You can't tell me that women don't degrade men too behind doors. It happens on both sides. Everything happens. Women gonna talk good about men. They're gonna talk bad. Men are gonna talk good about women. They're gonna talk bad about women.
Let's be equal.
Men shouldn't talk about these things.
No, I think men can have a healthy dialogue. I don't think men have to be toxic in order to have a conversation. I know plenty of men that are able to have conversations about healthy, productive things, just like women are.
Well, it's not
I think what she's trying to say is like she don't want to hear men talking about I want to bang this chick and do this, or talking vulgar about women. She wants them to have a healthier conversation when they're relating to women.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like she's beautiful. I love the way she dressed. I love her mind. I love the way she thinks.
That I agree.
All the
Which I agree.
Yeah, needs, like around the globe, the women who don't even have like proper sanitary products.
I mean, I have to agree. Just small things like a tax on a box of tampons. Do you think I choose to do this monthly? No. Trust me. So why should I have to pay taxes when this is a medical necessity?
Wait, there's taxes on stuff like this?
I never bought one.
Especially
But
taxes are in everything. They're probably going to tax us for this pod.
What I believe the role that men play in society, I believe that their views should be expressed openly, that they should be given a platform to do so, and I believed in men unapologetically and unashamedly being men as we were created.
I think in my heart
sound like some caveman stuff.
men are entitled to. I am all about human rights, and I try to consider the rights of every human, but every time I hear of a men's rights activist, I hear anger, and I hear very illogical reasoning, and it just boils my blood because it's a setback.
You feel that you need men's rights activists?
I mean,
I don't believe I need it.
There shouldn't be a need for men's activism or anything like that.
I believe men get
we have rights,
crap already,
and women should have their rights as well. That's just bottom line. We have our rights. Women have their rights. They should be equal rights across the board, no matter what.
Sincerely confused.
Agreed.
Well, I mean, like, I will advocate for positive masculinity and what men should represent and healthy outlets for men. Like, I still think the Boy Scouts should be exclusively the Boy Scouts, for example, one of those things. Where I would like to think that we could get some common ground is when it comes to the clear biases that are in the court system, especially in the marriage and family court system.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Talk about that.
Oh, duh. Now he's talking my language.
When it comes to men's rights.
This is where it gets deep. Men's rights as far as family court is concerned.
Don't even get me started in there.
Let's get it.
I've been in the court system fighting for rights to see my child, and man, it is hard for a father that wants to be in his child's life to get equal rights to his child.
Exactly.
I have been to the point where I have been to court so many times where I went to the office to print out the amount of times I went to I've been to that court. I slammed down at least 12 court papers on that table, and I told this judge, this is how many times I've been here for the same thing over and over, and the only thing I'm asking you for is to see my child. Nothing that hard. I want to be a father to my child. I want to be in my daughter's life, and you're along with her is preventing me from being there for her.
And that's what's sad, man. And there's been many stories where even NBA players, people who are more than capable of raising their kids and stuff like that, and it's even hard for a man who has money to do that. Imagine a regular Joe Schmo, just like you and I.
I never had a problem with domestic violence. I have never been, had a problem with providing for my child, but when the first time I went to court ever, they wanted to give me supervised visitation once a week.
Ridiculous.
To see my child.
That's messed up. With
no reasoning. Never hit, never had a problem, never been to jail. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I'm basically there. I'm the one taking her to court to fight for rights to see my child. And you making me seem like I'm a criminal, I'm the worst person, I shouldn't be around this child that I helped make.
That's what's deep, man.
Woo. Pick a subject to talk about, bro.
That's where men's rights gets a little fluky.
In that courtroom is different.
It's a whole different ballgame, man. I'm thankful that I haven't experienced that. I know that as far as me and my wife, we've talked about this kind of stuff, and she's not gonna be the type of person who's gonna be bitter towards me and take it out on me. She's gonna allow me to be the father that I am even today for my kids. She wants me involved in my kids' lives and stuff like that.
And that's the way it should be.
And I don't have a problem with that. So thank you, babe, for you being who you being you, and I know that.
Yeah, we just need more mothers to have that same mind frame. Whatever you have with the father, that shouldn't involve the child whatsoever.
Exactly. That's where it gets deep.
Shots!
The things that stand valid, like that are here now that are like valid to me, come from a place of like, I'm treated like unfairly by the system. Versus a lot of the things women are saying, it's also America in the system as well, but a lot of it is like harm from men.
How and where?
How and where what?
where's this harm for men coming from?
Okay, it started when I was young. I'm not going to talk too long. I was 16, got a bottle thrown at me because I told a boy no. It started when I was in a club. A boy touched me. I said no. He kept touching me. It got to the point he got violent. It gets to the point that the only reason why a man decided to stop touching me in the bookstore I talked about earlier is because he realized...
If you're a man out there forcing yourself on any woman...
Never said sorry to me.
You...
That's why. And that's all.
You are something else.
This is why I get upset, because I'm like, I'm here to talk about, like, how you feel, but when you just dismiss the fact that women actually have experiences, that's when it seems like it's about more than your rights. It seems like it's about your ego. And that's where I get pissed off. Because how dare you tell another human being that their experiences, what they're telling you right in front of your face, is not valid.
I didn't say they were invalid. I said how and why. I'm trying to understand.
How and why? Because it happened. It happened many times. It happened yesterday.
It happens all the time. It's probably happening right now somewhere.
But we gotta be able to talk to each other about these things,
and that's part of what women
we just gotta be able to talk about these kind of things, so that way we could see each other's point of view.
At the same
instead
time,
of fighting over it.
It should be common sense. If someone tells you no, no is no.
Organizations that have engaged in any meaningful advocacy to address those issues because they are actually numb.
You talk fast.
Okay. I know that you came with your little research or whatever. I didn't come with a list of
She's smart,
feminist
right?
organizations, but I know actively that there are women's organizations that are trying to dismantle those inequalities.
Just one name, just one
Again, I didn't
organization.
come with a list, my dude.
There are no such organizations.
I didn't come with a list, my dude.
I think there has been significant progress over the last decade or so, especially in the legal field. But I think there are still significant disparities.
He hasn't been to court.
Such as poor health conditions, bias against men in the criminal justice system, bias against men in family courts, and bias against men in the educational system, especially in colleges.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about colleges, but
in the court system, it's a strong bias there.
Men, unfortunately, many of them don't want to even have this open dialogue that we're sharing right now. We need men to help be allies, to help speak to other men.
It strikes me, like the way you phrase this, you almost want men to say certain things that you want them to say, as opposed to maybe actually listening to what they're saying.
What?
Like just kind of like men being allies, men talking with other men, etc. I'm completely okay with that, but I'm not going to repeat like feminist talking points to other men.
We all believe different things. We may be under the label of men's rights activists, but for example, I'm probably the most traditionalist person here. I think we should be allies, but maybe us being allies in a patriarchy wouldn't be so bad. You know, us going back to the past wouldn't be so bad. It would probably be a lot happier if we were, you know, getting married and staying married and having kids and, you know, going to church.
This guy, bro.
Well,
He's going to be single for a while.
I feel like there are each kind of different perspectives. So it's hard to, you know, again, just like our perspectives, it's hard to generalize. So to me, I feel like there are certain things that, even though we're not fully agreeing on it, where things may get lost in translation or verbiage.
alright, sorry guys, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but it's okay.
We're back.
Actually, we're gonna end this video. If you want to see the rest of the video, let's click on the description below, so that way you can, I'm going to put the link down below.
And any comments below as well.
Exactly. But with that being said, women's and men's rights should be equal across the board.
Across the board.
In the judicial system, in the family court system, in
the workplace.
The workplace.
Just outside in general.
Yeah, exactly. And like I told you earlier, if a woman is outperforming a man in the same job that they're doing, she should be able to get paid more. Why? Because it's performance based, right?
Exactly.
So
that's the way it should be.
It should be equal. It should be fair across the board.
It shouldn't be because of friends. It shouldn't be because of gender. It should be just because of the job that you're doing.
And as far as the family court system is concerned,
that should be equal.
If a dad wants to be a dad, he should be a dad. Yeah. Women shouldn't be bitter because something that happened in the relationship, it just didn't work out or whatever.
And vice versa.
Exactly.
A man shouldn't be trying to stop a woman from trying to be the mother as well.
Exactly. Like, it should just be equal across the board.
I don't see why that's so hard.
Work out your issues. If you have an issue with your significant other and things just didn't work out, guess what? Work it out for the benefit of your kids. You
At
know,
the end of the day, it's about the child.
I know that for me and my wife, we've discussed something like this before, and she knows. She's like, you know what? You're the dad. You help make them. You have to help
take care of them.
Take care of them. Mm-hmm. And I totally 100% agree with that. We should be involved in our kids' lives.
The children benefit from having their mother and
we
father.
We should not have to go to court to fight for that.
Should
right.
Not.
You know what I'm saying? So, along that was definitely a heavy subject. We're gonna continue.
It was a much needed subject.
We're gonna go on a lighter note and talk about some sports, a little bit about sports. Just a little quick update. Logan Paul is supposed to be fighting
who?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who's that again?
Logan Paul.
I don't know that guy.
Yeah. It's supposed to be an exhibition fight.
I don't know about you, but I got my money on Mayweather.
He's definitely gonna win. I mean, this is a guy who only had like maybe
I still
2 fights.
Want to piggyback off what I said last time. To me, this is just a money grab.
It's definitely a money grab.
It's gonna be entertaining to watch that guy get beat, but he's definitely has no.
Yeah, it would be nice to see Mayweather get revenge for Nate Robinson.
Yep.
For what happened about a week.
And I think that's probably what made him do this in the first place. Because at first Mayweather was the only one talking nice on Nate's behalf.
Yeah,
that had his back.
Exactly. I mean, all these other NBA players, they were clowning him.
They were clowning him, but I think that's still clowning him out of love. You know what I mean? You know, goofing on each other. But I think that at that point he kind of needed some people in his corner.
I've seen where a lot of people were clowning him, and then later on they went back onto Twitter or whatever, and they were like, "Yo, man, it takes guts for you to do what you did. We applaud you for that." So,
I mean, if I seen you got knocked out, I would have hiked on you, and then later on, then that should be okay.
That knockout was funny.
I would have gave you a pillow or something.
Also, a little bit of news I heard. Because I always like to look up some stuff.
On sports?
Yeah, Paul Gasol. Imagine him coming back to the Lakers, playing with Marc Gasol. Is that something you would like to see?
That would be... I mean, just give us
we
the
could
title.
Use another big man.
Paul Gasol, Marc Gasol, LeBron, Anthony Davis.
Montrezl Harrell.
Come on, man. The other team's got to be like... Throw in the towel.
Alex Caruso, Dennis Schroeder.
I feel sorry for you guys out there, man.
We about to win another chip. That's all I'm saying.
We might have a Golden State record. That's 70 and something?
Nah, definitely.
You don't think so?
No, you know why? Because LeBron James is going to want to rest it out in the beginning. So
no matter what, we in there.
We might win another chip.
Who would be a second? Nets?
Nah.
You don't think Nets would make it?
I'm not even going to go with the Nets. Another thing that I heard about the Nets, KD is already saying, I'm not even thinking about Harden. So if he's not even thinking about Harden, that means, come on, man, it is a wrap. He's going to stay in Houston. He's going to play with John Wall. They're going to have a good time.
Not for nothing, John Wall and Harden, that's a nice little matchup right there. John Wall's pretty nice.
It might be, but you know what? I would like not to see Houston in the playoffs.
Why?
I want to see another team go into the playoffs, like the Phoenix Suns.
Who's in the Phoenix Suns right now? Oh, that kid that would hit like 33 points on the corner?
Yeah.
He's kind of nice too, but I don't think he has a good supporting team right now. I don't think that team is full yet.
I mean, they're only like one piece away from getting into the playoffs.
Who's their big man? Because I feel like when you have somebody that nice shooting, you need a great big man on your team.
I don't even know.
Exactly. Won't be seeing them in the finals. Playoffs, maybe.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I know that the Nuggets are going to be a problem this year coming.
Who?
The Nuggets, Denver Nuggets.
Who they got?
They got Nikola.
Jokic, the Joker.
I
like that guy.
They have Miller. No. Gosh, forgot his name.
I don't know it.
Anyway, that team is sick. They're pretty good.
But the Joker, man, he has an awkward play style. He's really nice, man.
Yeah, so that pretty much wraps the podcast for today. Hope you guys saw this video as something insightful. Hopefully you guys learned something from it and
take something away from it. Comment.
Exactly. Please
let us know what you think.
Exactly. Please comment down below. If you like the content that we're pushing, we have more content coming up that we have planned.
And don't be afraid to suggest some stuff.
Exactly. We plan on doing some fun things for the next podcast and the future podcasts to come. So we're already mapping things out. Hopefully you guys can subscribe to our channel. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you tickle that like button if you saw this video.
And if you would please ring that bell. I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah, ring that bell so that way you can be notified anytime you get.
Anytime we upload a new video.
Exactly. And like we said before, if you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, please make sure you comment on that box below. We would like to see what your opinions are. We would like to take some input, and hopefully we would like to also shout you guys out.
Yeah, for the ones who've been out there viewing, man, I appreciate you.
Exactly. So we're growing. It's only been a week and a half now. So
yeah.
And we're already getting like a good amount of views. We're growing as far as the subscribers is concerned. Hopefully we can continue growing, and hopefully we can continue growing with you guys. With that being said, this ends the podcast. Please tune into the next show.
And in the words of the great Mike Tyson, everyone has a plan till you get punched in the face.
Ouch.